And you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. And while you try surviving on the public base, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. They done drive love fair with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment. And you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows, one set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clouds. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? Go talk to Baratans too. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how we.
Yes, you want to tell me all these years, Mohammed and his father and all of them is a part of PPP that had gone at the PPP office, Freedom House on Rob Street, protecting the PPP from the black people and PNC. And all the time, you there in there, you never see that they ill-treating black people, they killing out black people. You never see this corruption within this party. All the time, you, your family, your uncle, your father, your sister, your mother, everybody supporting this party. Y'all never see that this party is corrupt. Never at no point in time until sanctions start raining down upon you and you expect them to cover you, and they did not cover you. They took away all your gold and diamond license and your business license, your cambio license, and you get upset. And then you started to decide that, you know what, I can run for election to get rid of the sanction, and I can run for election to get back at the...
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout, and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. And while you try surviving on the public base, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. They done drive love fair with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth.
Who's that one? Low lights and hungry bellies.
At Big Bird Transportation Service, we specialize in safe, fast, and dependable delivery transportation for businesses and individuals. Whether you're sending a small package across town or need scheduled deliveries for your company, we're here to make sure your items arrive on time, every time. Our team is committed to providing efficient logistics solutions with a personal touch. With a fleet of well-maintained vehicles and experienced drivers, we handle every delivery with care, from pickup to drop-off. Why choose Big Bird? On-demand and scheduled deliveries. Local and regional coverage. Secure and professional handling. Customer-first service. Call us today at 929-329-9938 and let Big Bird take your deliveries to the next level.
PPP will take care of you from erection to resurrection.
How we gonna do a body man walk right now? You ready? Box on, let me go now. Hear me sing now. Body walk, body walk, body walk.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
PPP will take care of you from erection to resurrection.
There and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jurong?
Su. Oh, Su.
All right, hey, guess what? Good night and welcome to Straight Up. We're going to rock and roll right here on 107.1 FM. In the event that you're not seeing me, it simply means there's only one reason why you're not seeing me. That's because you're not seeing me. That's all, right? And so good night again to all of you, wherever you are, whether you're in Guyana, wherever, whether you're in Linden, whether you are in, where else? Ituni, Kokwani, and things got quiet in those areas. It's as though nobody really cares about you guys any longer, right? Elections are over, but we still see some folks on the ground who are fighting for betterment, and those are the fighters who have always been there fighting for you. And usually in situations during elections time, people pop up and give the impression that they care about you, that they want the best for you, and they want all sort of things. Promises upon promises upon promises. And some of you just become so gullible that you just, somebody beats a tin cup and they tell you that they want to get rid of the PPP out of office. You believe them instead of looking for the evidence and understanding whether they have the capacity to do that, or they just mamagaying you guys, as they would say in Trinidad and Tobago, right? And so we have seen a lot of things during the course of the elections, a lots of bling bling, a lots of money spent, and all manner of things, a lot of buying of votes, serious allegations of buying of votes, serious allegations of corruption at the Guyana Elections Commission, all manner of things we've seen, division of votes and the targeting of the PNC support base with the intention of just one thing. Because when you have some folks who gave you the impression that if you vote for their party, in the case of WIN, if you vote for them, that it is a vote to get rid of the PPP. Really? And you guys bought that? In fact, the PPP claim that they won by how many seats? 6 or 7 seats? That's just, it's not even by 1, it's by 6 or 7 seats. Meanwhile, in the opposition, the PNC votes were basically split up. We didn't see any penetration in PPP stronghold areas and all of these things. And again, I say to you guys, some bumps are going to raise, but it's okay. Let their bumps raise. They're going to get vexed. They're going to throw a tantrum, all manner of things. That the evidence point in the direction that the objective of the Mohammeds and WIN was to destroy, or is to destroy, the PNC support base. And for those of you who can see it, then something is wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. I have absolutely no apologies to no one for saying exactly what the facts or what the evidence show. That's all. So they can continue to raise their bumps and make noise and all sorts of things. The facts are there. The evidence is just there for all to see. Story done. But at some point in time, some of them are going to wake up. They're going to come to reality and understand exactly what is being done and how they're being used. That's all I wish to say. So they could fight up, they could jump up, they could prance up, they could do all manner of things. They could jump high, they could jump low. And those who jump high and jump low and feel that they could cuss out and all these sort of things, they're not doing whomever they think that they're protecting. They're not doing any favor there. It's just more and more calamity. It's just getting worse. Because when you have individuals who claim to represent political parties or whatever, and all they could do is just basically cuss out, it doesn't make sense. They do whoever they feel they're cussing out on behalf, it does them no good, none whatsoever. And it just drifts people farther away, and at least it makes people stop for a moment and say, what is happening here? Is this what we want for Guyana? Seriously, is this what example we are setting for young people in Guyana about the politics, the future of the country, and leadership? I doubt that. I honestly doubt that. But some of them don't want to hear that. It's going to be all sorts of different things. But if you know what I mean, sometimes you see, you listen, and you smile. And you sit and you wait for the right time. So let's get to Guyana now and this gas station situation. You know, I am still of the view that this gas station situation, the PPP and the Guyana Police Force, they know exactly what's happening. But they don't want to come out to tell you guys what is happening. They don't. Because, you know, the PPP has a history. Apart from associating with terrorists and all these different people, a bunch of corrupt individuals, whether it's gold smugglers and all manner of things. Those of you who have been following the PPP and those of you who have been on the ground fighting, real ground fight, not Facebook, cuss up on Facebook fighting, real ground fight against an oppressive regime, against a regime that has been cultivating, I repeat, a regime that has been cultivating death squad individuals, killers in the Guyana Police Force who would go out and attempt to murder people and gone out and have murdered people. And when you stand up and face those murderers in Guyana, as a few of us have done, some are no longer here to talk their stories. I am here to talk the story because I've been that. I've been there. I've been through that. And so I have no point to prove to anybody. I don't need to jump on the mountaintop and say, hey, look at me. I'm looking for attention. Look at me. I need some listeners. I need some viewership. Hey, I'm looking for attention. No. There's no need for that. Not at my age. I've been through it all. I've been there on the ground from death threats to the highest charges of the land. All manner of charges they placed on me. Been in the lockups over 100 times. 5+ years in solitary confinement. All manner of things and death threats and guns to my head by police force, death squad individuals. What more? You guys think that a little a cuss out is going to make me tremble and make me run and hide? You've got to be kidding me. Not at all. I do not operate like that. And one of the things that I do is I stand up and fight for people's rights. I fight for equal rights and justice. That is what I do. That is my reputation. And 5 years in solitary confinement wasn't from me. It was the people. And walked out of there with my dignity. And so I say there's absolutely no corrupt individuals in Guyana, so-called business people, can say that they've ever put a dime in my hand. None of them. Not a single one of them. Not even corrupt politicians. And so I thought I'd make that pellucid. That's all I wish to say. Now let's move on. I just want you to read between the lines. Let's move on. I've been in this business for too long enough to know that there will be detractors. There will be individuals who would want to say whatever. It's okay. It's part of the game. I've been in it, like I've said, for a while. And so I understand what's happening. It doesn't bother me. But what is of interest to me is that we have a better place for the future generation, and that is Guyana. Equal rights and justice for all. Equal rights and justice for all. And that is what this is about. This is not about personalities. This is not about people's personal interests and who this and who wife this and who this and who take. This is not about that. And oftentimes we get distracted. I notice my friend Joylyn is saying she has spent 10 days in solitary confinement. And she thought it was going to be dead, that she was going to be dead. And I'll tell you this, Joylyn and others, read the book, Long Walk to Freedom by Nelson Mandela. President Nelson Mandela. He'll tell you that he spent 3 or 2 nights in solitary confinement and he couldn't take it. But I'm telling you guys this, and not to sit here and to boast and brag or for anybody to feel sorry for me. No, I've been there through the roughest times, not for me, not for personal gains, not for chicken cheese or crumbs. No, for the people. My track record speaks for itself. Though not perfect, at the end of the day, my dignity and my reputation is out there for all to see. My life is like a storybook for all to see. And so today, I remain committed for a good cause. Not for money, not for popularity, not for bling, not for any cuss-out competition. I'm too old for that now. Some of you know I would have gone in the trenches already. But I'm too old for that. I'm mature, and I want to conduct myself as such. And so I remind you guys again that the struggle, this battle, as we see the battle, we see the cussing out, we see the abusing out, and all sort of description, everybody getting cussed out. This body is being cussed out. It's okay. It's okay. You guys understand what's going on though, right? You guys understand what's going on. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Be wise. Understand the biggest stake at this. And for those of you, I'm looking at some of your stories. I noticed Cheryl Thomas said that she has gotten bullets in her back. And Thomas those are fighters on the ground, you know. Those are heroes that we don't oftentimes hear about them. They're not oftentimes recognized. They are heroes. When individuals were doing whatever they're doing to oppress You. It is people like Cheryl Thomas Went and others who were standing up, other women who were standing up, and fighting for democracy, fighting for a better Guyana at all times. And so those are the people that are far more important to me, the fighters. I salute and I respect them. There are others who got pellet bullets. There are others who died in this struggle, who died in the process. And so no one is going to lecture me. Absolutely no one is going to lecture me about democracy in Guyana and fighting for what is right in that country. Absolutely no one. Of course, I welcome constructive criticism. Don't get me wrong. This debate is about a country and moving our country forward and what is best for our people. And when I say our people, I mean all the people. All the people. I could tell you about hundreds of stories, hundreds of people who have died. Police refuse to turn up to the scene. But who turns up? The same one, the same guy right there you're looking on the screen that is getting cussing, all sort of things. Ben Shop is bitter, Ben Shop is this, Ben Shop is that, Ben Shop is this, Ben Shop. They should just be a calypso or a soca. Ben Shop is this, ting-a-ling-a-ling. Ben Shop is that, boom, boom, boom. Ben Shop is this, it's okay. But when people like Civic, he's right there in the audience. When Jack Day, when them threw his family out, dashed him out, broke down dozens of mainly Guyanese of African descent, broke up their homes. Nobody cared. You didn't see these politicians and some of them now suddenly on Facebook who are telling you what is good for Guyana. They're not there in the struggle. They don't know what the struggle was like. They don't know about death threats. They don't know of being tossed at the back of a police vehicle. They don't know about being placed in a cell that is filthy, that is wet, that is cold for days. They don't know about that. They don't know about sitting in solitary confinement in the worst part of Camp Street's prison, a place called the Dungeons. Several gates in order to get in there. They don't know about that sort of struggle. They don't know about the sacrifices made. And so it's easy to condemn and criticize an individual if you don't know their struggle. It's easy to laugh. It's easy to accuse. It's easy to do all these sort of things. It's easy when they cannot get their way. Civic and his entire family. Why do you think Civic is here? Civic is Neville Seatal. And I'll tell you guys a little bit about Civic, Neville Seatal. He's in the audience. I don't agree with everything he says. There are times when I disagree with him. But you know what? I respect his opinion because I know that he has been there in the struggle. He is a brother of East Indian descent. He is a Guyanese. He was in the struggle and he was brutalized. His family was brutalized at the hands of the corrupt PPP regime. You know why he was brutalized? When others were quiet, they were making their billions and the hundreds of millions and all these sort of things. Didn't give a rat's, you know what, about people, ordinary class people. And you know why I will always respect folks like Civic, right there in the audience, folks like Cheryl Thomas and those others. They never once cringe. They never once put up their hands and say they surrender. They never once. And to this day, I live to see. I could have, a lot of times, life threatened, families life threatened, everything upside down. Some of you guys think it was easy, right? But y'all are quick. Some of y'all jump up. Ben Shop is a Ben Chap is a this. Ben Chap is a bitter man. The same Ben Chap continued. If any one of you, anything happened to you guys, you know who's the first one on the scene, right? You know who's the first one on the scene to stand up and put his life on the line to defend you guys. Let me share a story with you. Many years ago, over 20 plus years ago, in Guyana, there was a man called Shafiq Mohammed, I believe. And I want you guys to listen. This wasn't the direction of the show, mind you, because I have other stuff I want to talk to you guys about. Shafiq Mohammed. A Guyanese of East Indian descent, a Muslim, was found in Brickdam lockups, dead. Dead. Police claimed that he hung himself. There was no evidence, none whatsoever. None, absolutely none. None whatsoever. You know who was out there for them, right? And I'll tell you this. As much as that guy who loves to call people hungry belly dog, and the family that he's connected to right now, that guy, Shafiq Mohammed, is the uncle of the same person that critics love to say, oh, is his wife and he's this or whatever. And no disrespect to the family, because as you know, I play it clean. I do not involve people's families. But yet, critic, being as ungrateful as he is, doesn't know these things because he was never part of any struggle. Never part of any struggle to understand what transpired in Guyana. And many of you, some of you have been out of Guyana 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years. Y'all don't know the Guyana. Hopping into Guyana for a couple mornings and back, you don't know the struggle that we on the ground went through under the corrupt PPP regime at a time when it was brutal. You couldn't even walk the streets. You'd either be killed or jailed under the PPP regime. And so when I take a position, it is not from personal feelings towards anybody, but from experience. And I see what I'm seeing. I know that people are being brainwashed. And it breaks my heart to see people are being brainwashed into believing that someone who was there, never uttered a word, part of the oppressive system, amongst much other things that can be mentioned. Someone that you didn't even know, somebody that never even been there for you, but yet take that time out to curse me and disrespect me, who put all of my life, personal life aside, and sacrificed for democracy and for a better Guyana. Some of you feel it's okay to curse, to disrespect. I know who some of you are. And let me say this to y'all. If you see that you're no longer on my page, it means that if you're uncomfortable with me, then therefore I will save a space for someone else, not who agrees with me all the time, but someone, if they disagree with me, they will respect my opinion or my opinions. And now let me take this time out to congratulate and salute Rhonda Lane, another hero that we don't oftentimes hear about. Rhonda Lane was placed in the lockups. She was arrested. She was standing up for people's rights. She has an opinion of her own. She was locked up, arrested for her opinion. She was found guilty even without any evidence. And she had to pay $500, $500,000 fine. A magistrate did that to her. But almost the entire nation went quiet. Almost the entire nation went quiet. Went completely quiet. Nobody knew her pain. Nobody knew her suffering. Or if they saw it, they ignored it. That was it. They ignored it. They ignored it. Some of us quietly did what we did to make sure that we cheer our sister in the struggle up. She's not a sister who just battles on social media and run away. She is there in Guyana all her life. Her story is like an open book. The first time she jumped on a plane to left Guyana was the other day to go to Antigua. That's Rhonda Lane. Those are fighters on the ground. Those are people that we should put on a mountaintop and say thank you to them for the struggle for the people, not struggle for vanity or anything, a struggle for the people. If you call a protest tomorrow, she's there. That's all. She's there. And lots of other people on the ground are heroes. They've been there for you guys, and they continue to be there for you. Those who feel it, knows it. Those who understand the struggle can speak of the struggle. Those weren't easy days in Guyana. They weren't. And when any one of you, this is not to wish anyone bad, but any one of you can sit in solitary confinement on a trumped-up treason charge and to hear the news that your child died under questionable circumstances, but you couldn't attend the funeral because of some wicked set of people in the regime who have trumped up charges against you. And then there's some who come out to say that Benchop is bitter. Some of them probably would have gone crazy. Some of them would even take the risk, the chances in those sort of things. But Benchop is bitter. I know who was there for the people. I know for the most part who were some of those individuals pooling up money to assassinate people, to kill people in Guyana, to jail people in Guyana because of their views or because of their ethnicity. I know who some of those people are. And nobody could convince me otherwise about some of those people. No one. I've been there. I've lived through it. I understand it. And I speak from experience. Now, I've noticed, because I have a position on the Mohammeds, that I'm bitter with the Mohammeds and Benchop jealous and all. I've watched it. It's okay. It's fair enough. It's okay. But to accuse me that I have taken money from the Mohammeds and the Mohammeds fed me, that's as low as it can get. Me, of all person, me. There's no one, absolutely no one, whether drug lord, whether government officials, no one, whether questionable business people, whether gold smuggler, there's absolutely no one can say that they have ever given me a cent or I have ever taken a cent from anyone. Anyone. Absolutely none. Because by now I've been in the struggle for a couple decades. Don't you think if that was actually the case, then they would have been able to come, oh, no. Here is the evidence. This is what we've, now talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. And in Guyana, they have people throw a lash, pelt a lash. I'm sure some of you guys don't know what that means, right? Pelt a lash upon a man. With no evidence, pelt a lash. I guess that's what it is. But you guys, majority of you, I hope all of you, but majority of you are smart enough to read between the lines. Read between the lines and understand what is happening. That's all. Now again, let me say this. This wasn't the direction of the show tonight, but for some reason. But let me say this about this guy, Tom Anderson. Tom Anderson has an opinion. Tom Anderson has worked as a research director in Washington, D.C., and wherever else. Tom Anderson is not a just come to Guyanese views and Guyanese politics. But I've seen the attacks on Tom because he has taken a position some of you don't like. But one of the things about him, though, he has been consistent with his position, just as others. But because you take a position with someone that you like in a political race, and you don't like what is being said, so suddenly this person is meddling in Guyana's affairs and shouldn't be, and who is he? Well, I tell you, who is he? Some who are asking who is he? He has done far more than most, if not all, who are asking who is he. And now for almost 15 years, the same man has been giving an opinion, and 99% of the times, the opinions that he gave, and with research, solid research, some of which you probably don't even know as yet, was against the PPP. And you guys loved him then. He was a good guy. Mark, where is Tom? Mark, where is Tom? Mark, where is Tom? When you guys don't see Tom, where is Tom? But it's the same Tom now. You don't want meddling. Some of you don't want meddling in Guyana's affairs. Stay out. Go along your way. Same guy. Same guy. Same guy. Now, I don't oftentimes, there are times when I disagree with Tom. But Tom and I have worked together for over 50. We've known each other for over 15 plus years. I know he means well, but when he was exposing the corrupt PPP regime, when he was exposing terrorism and terrorists, all those years, when he was fighting against the phantom squads and killing squads and all these things, he was good then, right? But he's no longer good now because he has the same opinion about the Mohammeds, the same opinion that he has held since 2011. Nothing has changed. Of course, times have changed. Circumstances have changed. However, he's no good, right? And so some of you are out there disrespecting him. Get lost. But then when you look at some of you within your groups, there are other foreigners there in Guyana. Some are Russians, meddling and cursing women and so forth in Guyana. And that's acceptable, right? But Tom is bad news for some of you guys, right? Tom is bad news for some of you guys, right? Sometimes I can, Tom and I can go at it on the program and so forth and so on, because Tom is Tom. Like I said, I don't always agree with, there are times when we disagree. That's a fact. That's democracy. I just think it's so unfair to target a brother who means well. Here is Tom again. Over 7 years ago when people were quiet. Well, this one isn't 7 years, but it was 7+ years ago. 7+ years ago. Which one of them? 7+ years ago. And look at Bart Fisher, attorney at law out in Washington, D.C. You guys love Bart. Bart was talking about the corrupt system, talking about every single thing. Bart also is a foreigner. Nobody's going to attack Bart and chase Bart and all these things. But Tom Anderson, an African American who is concerned about justice and has an opinion based on his work, based on research, based on investigations, I'm sure. It's easy to pick on Tom because of maybe his ethnicity, right? But not a word about Bart Fisher. Good friend, white guy, Tom Anderson, black guy. Of course, Tom's mother is Caucasian. I hope he wouldn't mind me saying that. And that's just where it is. All because of an honest opinion. And some of you claim to be fighting for democracy and a better Guyana, but are intolerant when it comes to people's political views and their position. Intolerant when it comes to that. And at some point in time, it's got to stop. So, Tom, thank you. Thank you so much. Bart Fisher, thank you so much. Do not be deterred, guys. Do not allow a few grenades, unnecessary grenades, to turn you guys away from doing what you do best. Thank you all. Now, what else we can talk about? I want to touch on this here. This is a police woman who struck a young man down on the east coast of Demerara, and that young man died. I don't know the circumstances, but she was detained, and she was placed on $500,000 bail. And now I had cause to shed some light on not this particular case, because it's unfortunate that that young man, I think he's 14 years old, lost his life as a result of this accident. And then condolences, of course, to the mom, the family. I've seen them. And it's a sad situation. But justice must not be done when it suits those in authority or when it suits those in the police force. It must be done across the board. Now, I know of, or based on we read in the news where people, because they're connected to the PPP regime, or because they know some big one or big ones in the Guyana police force, accidents, right? They killed 2-3 people on the roads, and not one day, not 30 seconds in the police lockup, not even in the police compound. And so these folks who are in authority, they're jumping up all over the place now. They're jumping up. Thank you, Miss Bennett, for saying 15 years old. They're jumping up about this policewoman and $500,000 bail. And the hypocrisy is there are others who walked free, not even 30 seconds, because of their money, because of their wealth, and because of their influence to corrupt the system. Some of you know who some of them are. But if I were to call a particular name now, y'all going to say Ben Shab Bitter. But how many of you guys remember when Azruddin Mohammed's, I believe his wife who struck and killed somebody down on the back road and injured another person. Not even 30 seconds in the police, not even a charge, not even nothing. And again, when you talk and you highlight these things, some people bumps raise. What about Minister Ashni Singh? What about others, officials in the PPP regime that struck people down on the road? They're drunk as a fish and kill people on the road. But yet we didn't get this sort of cry out. Again, I'm saying, if you're going to call for justice, if you're going to want justice, do not want justice when it suits you. That is not how the judicial system works, or that is not how the judicial system ought to work. That is not how the police force ought to work. There ought to be justice across the board, not just for the small man, but for everyone across the board, whether they have political connections or whether they have connections to senior police officers or whether they have money. Or whether they have money. That is what it is. That is what's happening in Guyana. And that is what the fight is all about. In order to restore Guyana, real democracy, real wealth and distribution of wealth to the people, it has to be done with someone who has experience in these sort of things, who is patriotic enough to do it. It is not about an emotions. It is not about that. It is about who can get the job done. And we already know who can't get the job done. The PPP can't get the job done. They couldn't get it done in 20-odd years because they're corrupt. And do you think Azruddin, of all person, can get that job? I don't know what's going on with some, like some passes would say, I don't know what's going on. It's like, what is happening in Guyana? What's going on? Anyways, if I say he pulled up at Parliament building, you think these things would happen under Desmond Hoyt, under Bornham, under Mr. Granger, and so forth, President Hoyt, President Bornham, President Granger? You think these things could happen? Guyana has changed. It hasn't gotten for the better. And it doesn't look as though we're heading in that direction, guys. I've got to be honest with you. It doesn't look that way at all. And I'm not a pessimist, but I'm telling you, from what I'm seeing, it doesn't look that way at all. It looks as though people who should know better and to prevent any sort of situation where Guyana keeps going backward. That's what's happening. Guyana will only move forward, and all of us can be comfortable when we see quality people wanting to lead Guyana. Quality leaders, quality. With intellect, with vision, with good policies. That is what's needed. But we're not seeing that. We're just not seeing it. All you're getting is bickering and this and that. The fight between the Azruddins, the Mohammeds, and the PPP, the fight between. Guyana is not going to go anywhere. When are you guys going to realize that? It is not going to go anywhere. It is not getting any better under the circumstances. It is not getting any better. It is just not getting any better. In fact, every single day is going further and further and further down the drain. We see it every single day. Money should not be all. A few dollars for what? It shouldn't be the way. That's not how a country should run. There should be equality across the board for everyone. Free public transportation for our school children. Free public transportation for pensioners. So if you can't make up for the pensioners because the corrupt government of Guyana can't, they don't care about pensioners. There's nothing to offer pensioners. There's nothing to offer young people. And we cannot have our young people thinking that the future, to become leaders of the future, you got to be a bling bling. Fancy cars and fancy bikes and ring, ring, ring. Oh, Mark is jealous. So, we cannot. Those who are concerned about Guyana would be speaking out about these things. Because this is not the Guyana that we know. This is not the future of Guyana that we want. That is what we're looking for, a better Guyana, a better justice system. And you can only get a better Guyana and a better justice system when you know, when you see they are people who care about your country, not individuals who are contaminated, who has assisted in destroying the system, who have assisted in Guyana being where it is today. No, it can't work. And I have absolutely no apologies, none whatsoever, because of my opinion. We can do better as a country. We have to do better as a country. And we can only do better if we all collectively we come to the realization that Guyana needs to be fixed. And it needs to be fixed by proper people. The mindset has to be changed. Can we do it? Of course we can. Now, I looked at a post by, let's get back to this and the accent. Suddenly, Priya Manik-Chan now, she's all over the place. Maybe they're setting her up now to be the presidential candidate next time around. The presidential candidate next time around. Read between the lines. Presidential candidate. So this is what she's saying. A charge for causing death by dangerous driving should at least result in the suspension of the accused driver's license until the hearing and determination of the matter discussed. No, now suddenly, and let me say this. I want you guys to hear me out. Suddenly, Priya Manik-Chan knows about the justice system. Suddenly, Priya Manik-Chan, when it suits her purpose, because all of the other road fatalities, some caused by officials of the PPP regime, she never cared. She never made any public statement at all. And now, I don't want to say because of the ethnicity of the young man, I don't want to come across insensitive because I couldn't stomach watching that little boy on the ground. It doesn't matter his ethnicity. But why do we always get these individuals like Priya Manik-Chan, making it appear as though it's just a one-sided affair? And so this little boy was struck down recently by a policewoman and died. And so Priya Manik-Chan now is jumping out to say a charge for causing death by dangerous driving should at least result in the suspension of the accused driver's license until the hearing and determination of the matter. And she wants to discuss it. It's disgusting. Now, why wasn't this the case? This should have been the case years now. Not now, but years now, it should have been the case. But suddenly, this is not coming from the Minister of Home Affairs or the Guyana Bar Association or something. It's coming from Priya Manik Chand. And Priya Manik Chand is in everything, every single thing today in these days. And she's the Minister of, what was it, local government, right? But she's in everything. She's visiting schools. She's doing this and all that. That's why I'm saying the PPP has, as their plan for the next general and regional elections, they have plans to make Priya Manik Chand their presidential candidate. You've got to be here. You've got to be able to read between the lines. And so she's out all over the place, all over. But while Priya is talking about all of these things, I hope there's this, I don't know how many of you remember the Lindo Creek massacre. Anyways, it's all right. I'm not going to say anything else other than if Priya is watching, I'm sure her husband, who's a senior Army officer, they can probably tell the nation something about the Lindo Creek massacre. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to even say anything on that. I don't know. I don't know. Bhageshwar Morty, is it Morley? Yeah, that's her husband. But it is what it is. But keep an eye on the hypocrisy. I noticed someone mentioned a few moments ago about the case with this case. Did you guys hear from Priya Manik Chand about this? So, did you hear anything about Priya Manik Chand? Did Priya Manik Chand, did she come out to say anything about that senseless killing of that policeman? Did I miss any? Did she, any one of you in the audience, did she say anything? Did she come out to say, just like she's saying this here now, that it should, a charge for causing death by dangerous driving should at least result in the suspension of the accused driver's license. Now, apart from what I want to say now, Priya Manik Chand, a lawyer, I'm sure she represented individuals who were charged for causing death by driving. Anyways, the hypocrisy is so obvious. But let's get to that cop that was shot and killed. Did any one of you hear from Priya Manik Chand saying that gun licenses, the process should be stricter, thorough, transparent? But no, under the PPP regime, Priya Manik Chand and their goons, they gave out gun licenses to everybody, all their friends and their cronies. You don't have to be trained. All you have to do is to be connected to the PPP regime, and they give you a gun license. They give their friends, they give cha-cha. They give them licenses to operate security firms. All these things they do. You see, individuals with big machine guns and semi-automatic, all these sort of things. They don't talk about these things, right? But they only talk it when it suits their agenda. Now, this cop that was shot and killed, I'm not going to say because of the murderer's ethnicity that he's connected to the PPP. Now, I don't know what politics, but I don't know. But something, the real point I'm making, something happened. And he's got to be connected to somebody. Hence the manslaughter charge. Hence the sloppy investigations by the police. Because any police investigator looking at this video here would know that this is a murder charge. Let the jury decide on whether he is guilty or not. Take a look.
No, you want to to. You want to move on the fucking station? I don't put the fucking enemy.
So right away there, a teenager was murdered many, many years ago, but nothing. There's so much that we can talk about. There's so much that we can say. But when you say it, people don't want to hear the truth. They just don't want to talk. They don't want to hear the truth, and so forth. It boils down to basically cuss out. But there was many years ago, there's a little boy called Ryan Prasad. Anyways, those of you who know the story would understand exactly where I'm coming from. But Priya Manikchan didn't have a voice then. She didn't have a voice for these killings. She didn't have a voice for the little girl who died as a result of that terroristic act at the gas station. She wasn't. And so, again, I'm saying this suits her agenda. And so she knows exactly why she came out and make it appear that she is pushing for these sort of things when she has never done it before. Anyways, I'll remind her about Lindo Creek again. So let's get to this here. As indicated last evening, that they were going to charge these individuals as of today. And of course, I don't want to say that so said, I told you so, but of course, those of you who were reading and understand the process would know that it is likely that they were going to be charged either between today, tomorrow, or the latest Thursday. And so they were charged today. Their charge, was it terrorism? We see Johnny Budram charged. We see Wayne Correa charged. They say he's a Guyanese. We see another Guyanese, Ramesh Ramdeo, charged. Daniel Alexander, said to be the main perpetrator, Venezuelan, charged. We see a woman charged. We see two women charged. Jennifer Rodriguez charged, and another gentleman, another guy, Betancourt, or was it Betancourt? Looking at this, you can tell. And let's be honest. Looking at this, we can tell that the police force, they just rush to charge these individuals just to make it appear that they're doing their job. But the question is, have they really done a proper investigation? Look at these are small people. You could just look at, in my opinion, who are the masterminds? We saw what Critic attempted to do, to put the blame on Azruddin Mohammed. Well, we know why. There were buddies. It's like personal war between the two of them. So we know why Critic wanted to put the blame on the Mohammeds. And of course, we didn't see that as being any sort of anything that was making any sense, that what he wanted to do was to put the blame on the Mohammed. And the reason why Critic behaved that way is to divert attention. And so, yeah, they want to rush and blame. Oh, it's the Mohammed that made it, that did it, right? According to critic. But they believe people are stupid. Even without an investigation, he already blamed Azruddin Mohammed. And of course, they get a personal war going on. But, people are not stupid. Do an investigation and tell the nation who was actually responsible for that and who these guys were looking for. Is it a personal war between somebody that's connected to the government, some business deal that gone sour? Is it something? But no, they don't want to tell you guys that. Have you heard back from the police force since then? Oh, no. No, you haven't heard back from the police, and you wouldn't hear back from them unless they are told by the political um, directorates to get out and say something. But there's nothing for them to say. Will you see any big businessman being charged with them? No. They're small fries, small ones. Small fries. Who paid this one, Daniel Alexander, to go and place the uh, explosive device by the gas station? Who did? Who are the ones? Who financed them? Who paid the taxi guy, though? They could jump in a taxi. No, I'm not going to be driving taxi. Now, I'm not putting any blame on the taxi guy, but I'm not going to be a taxi driver. And strange people going to come in my vehicle and tell me stop here, stop there. You get a bag in his hand, come out, looking around at places, stop for a moment, go at KFC, buy chicken, come back, drive wrong back, look wrong. No, you go wrong back, drive wrong back, go wrong back there, drive. No, 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 no. You got to be something was suspicious there. Again, I'm not blaming the taxi driver, but I ain't gonna be no taxi driver. And no strange set of people can tell me drive wrong there, drive wrong there, drive wrong there. Even though you're working for money, right? You still got to be careful. And something wrong, something wrong. I notice Hazel Johnson is asking, and that's the question that we've asked. Who owns the gas station? Who really owns it? Okay, if it's owned by a particular company, then who has rented that gas station from that company? What's the name? Did they owe anybody? Are they at war with anybody? Is a minister of the government connected to that gas station? Then what is happening? Is this sort of bombing or the explosion is linked to someone who is on a recent sanction list in Guyana? Is it? Because there was it 5 persons who were recently sanctioned in Guyana? Was it linked to any of them? Who knows? And now these are questions that should be asked. But the police, they're not interested in that. They're not interested in justice. Priya Manikchan and all of these folks, they're not interested in justice. Priya is interested in show now. So she's using social media. She's out there with she heels and she nice dress and she walking and she modeling. I don't know why they don't make her Guyana's representative for Miss Universe, Miss Guyana Universe, and then let her go on the big stage and represent Guyana at the Miss Universe. Let her go, because every morning some song, who's that girl? That girl is fine, ding, ding. Oh gosh, social media is something else. Social media is something else. Meanwhile, those 12 guys in APNU, they should start using social media a little more too, because they out there every day all over. They out there walking, they're doing all sorts of things. And let me say kudos to them. Next elections, that 12 could turn 34, or 44. And know what telling all you, as the Trinidadians will say, right, Kilmanak? Right, Kilma? And know what telling all you, it could turn to 34 because people are frustrated. People want good governance. People want equality across the board. People want a justice system that is fair to everyone. That is all. People don't want those who are connected to crimes and all these different things. People don't want a GRA where corrupt business people going and get big deals under questionable circumstances. And what you're hearing about the Mohammeds is nothing compared to what you're hearing about other corrupt businessmen and women who are connected to the PPP regime and who have all sort of questionable deals with GRA, duty-free concessions and all these things. This is not just about Lamborghinis. A lot of other people, they're connected to the PPP regime. And so they get a free pass for now, where for years the Mohammeds them were getting a free pass until they fall out. They're no longer friends. So it's bacchanal now. You know, they get a soca or go bacchanal for so is bacchanal for so, right? So that's what's going on. I don't know, guys. I don't know. And so Donna, I think it's Donna Smith. I'm not Donna Smith is saying, Mark, I'm not hearing people running out for that little girl that got killed at the gas station. No, of course they're not going to do that, Donna. Of course, Donna. Of course they're not going to go out. And, you know why too, right? Don't you? Oh, come on. You know why. You know why Priya Manik Chan wouldn't go out on the mountaintop and be there for that family. You know that. Come on, Donna Smith. How would you ask me that question? Oh, Donna, you know it's a little African Guyanese girl. And to the likes of Priya Manik Chan and so forth, her life has no value. So it seems, right? Based on their actions. And that is why we say Guyana's gone. Guyana's gone for China. And you can only bring Guyana back. Guyana can only come back, with decency. Well, we saw a little bit of decency from 25 until 2020. And some of the same people you are running and embracing financed the rigging of the 2020 elections and the unjustified overthrowing of the David Granger's government. The same set of people you are running and holding and embracing, it is alleged, paid for Charandas and maybe others to do what they did in the no confidence motion. All these sort of things. But some of y'all in K though. Some of y'all in K, right? Sorry that I have to say it like some of y'all in K. But anyways, I've got to go. I get bus to catch. Because, these days, I jump in my bus, pay my fare, and go about my business. If you see me on the bus, just hail me up. Say, Mark, we're going on by. Anyways, God bless you guys. God bless that beautiful country and even our adopted country, the United States of America. Some of you who have been living in America for a while, some of y'all believe that, it's like y'all live in America and cussing America. I don't know. It doesn't, something isn't adding up if you ask me, right? If you ask me, and if you're uncomfortable with a country and want to go back to your country and fight, go back. Go in the struggle. The struggle is not on Facebook. The struggle is on the ground. Take a chance, some of you, and do it now. Some of us have done it. Some have paid the price. Some are no longer here to talk about the struggle. And so that's why tonight I end by saying, I am thankful that I'm alive today. I've been through it all on the ground, and I know what it's like. And when I talk about my hope for a better Guyana, it is because I know what the struggle was like. I know what people endured. People like Cheryl Thomas went, and others, scores of others who were brutalized, mothers who were killed, wives who saw their husbands or their partners killed in front of their children, and all these different things. I've been there. I've seen these sort of things happen to people. And that is why I continue to be committed for a better Guyana. This is not about bling, it's not about money, but it's about a country that we all love and we all want the best for. God bless you all. See you tomorrow, same place, same time. Thank you all so much. And if anyone's celebrating their birth anniversary, happy birthday to you. If anyone fighting, just tell them it's okay. If anyone cussing, tell them, it's okay. And, you know, somebody sent me this and say, hey, 15 years ago, look, how many of you think would do this? Some of them cussing on Facebook would drive straight into Pradoville, where Jack Deere was building his so-called mansion. Then 15 years ago, something that cost $1 million US. If I tell you who are the persons who were part of this investigation, I probably would stop cuss them too. But 15 years ago, the struggle wasn't easy. But the race is not yet over. I'm out of here. God bless you all. Courtney Crummy Wings family, if you're watching, good night to you guys. We understand the pain and no justice up until today. So long.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%. Get your give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public base. Then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up. You done fed up. He done fed up. She done fed up. We done fed up. The people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup. Look how we go set up. The people fed up. They don't drive no fair with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment. And you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows. One set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up. You done fed up. He done fed up. She done fed up. We done fed up. The people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup. Look how we will set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clout. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? Go talk to Baratans too, cause I done fed up. You done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how we will set up. The people fed up. I done fed up on the dirty.
PPP will take care of you from erection to resurrection.
You could probably, on the maritime area, give Venezuela a channel out to the sea.
You want to